Hey, what's up gamers? You have TigerChainsaw here, and today I am reviewing one of the most bizarre sports games I have ever played. It is from 2009 on the PSP, and to sum it up, it's big titty anime girls paired with golf, and that is exactly why you are going to stick around and watch this review. I know what you guys like. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, or if you just haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button to watch plenty of retro video game reviews that I've already done, and plenty that I've got in the works. Alright, let's get that backstroke down and get your wood clubs out, because we are reviewing Pangya Fantasy Golf. Golf is boring, right? Only old retired men play it. Wrong. On Pangya Island, the game of golf is a sacred ritual used to defeat evil every 100 years as the Dark Lord tries to take over the world. Now, this island is worth saving as it is inhabited by plenty of big titty anime girls with plenty of jiggle physics. So you got golf and boobs. Sounds pretty awesome, right? Hell yeah, it does. Well, that's the world that the developer and publisher Tommy, or maybe it's Tomy, created when they released Pangya Fantasy Golf in 2009 for the PlayStation Portable. Is this game for everyone like it advertises, or is it only for hardcore gamers? Let's dive into this review, starting with the actually very in-depth plot of Pangya Fantasy Golf. And of course, spoilers are ahead. A golf game with a story? You bet, and what a crazy story it is. A very long time ago, before there was such thing as Pangya, the peaceful Pangya Island was facing a great peril. Those with much power and evil minds had begun using dark sorcery to steal the life energy of Pangya Island. Robbed of its life energy, Pangya Island grew weaker every day. Finally, amidst a widespread concern, Bree the Wise One presented a solution. It was to hit the Aztec, a mysterious magic ball, with the Air Lance, a magical staff, into the hole through which the natural life energy was being drained to plug the leak. The one who saved Pangya Island the first time using the Aztec and Air Lance was an unknown hero who had come from Earth. Now, if you aren't aware, Pangya Island is in another dimension, not from Earth, but Earthlings can get pulled into Pangya Island. Now, as a result of his heroic actions, Pangya Island was able to recover its life energy, and a game which imitated the feature of the unknown hero was created on Pangya Island in his honor. They may call it Pangya, but we call it golf. Now, every 100 years, Pangya Island gets together and brings back Earthlings to participate in the Pangya Festival, which is one big golf tournament. Now, this time there is an evil Dark Lord brewing that needs to be defeated by the only way that the citizens of Pangya Island know how to do it, and that is with a round of golf. Pangya Island has some awesome characters. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the playable characters in this game. Scout. He's the main character in the story and is the descendant of the first hero that saved Pangya Island from the Dark Lord. Naturally, Scout is set to walk the same steps as his ancient ancestor and defeat the Dark Lord by beating him in golf. Now, I thought they just said they didn't know who the hero was. Hannah. She has a crush on Scout and follows him to Pangya Island. I guess her ancestor also played a role in defeating the Dark Lord. Erin. She's a magical user who has blue hair and big boobs. She is popular among the guys, both young and old, and I'm sure you can see why. Uncle Bob. He's a retired cop who likes to eat tons of fried chicken and hit on Cecilia. Now, who is Cecilia? She's the naval officer with a few buttons missing on the top. She is pretty good at calculations, except knowing which buttons to use to cover up her tits. Ko? I don't know how old she is, but I sure hope she is at least 18. She runs around in tiny underwear the entire game. She is the pirate leader looking for her long-lost father, Max. He's the superstar tennis player who has found himself on Pangya Island. He's in it for the money. Scene? I think that's how you say it. She's second in command in the underworld as she tries to revive the Dark Lord. I think she can also transform into a dragon too. I don't know, there was a lot going on in the story and I didn't take the best of notes. Now there are many other characters, but the ones that I mentioned are the ones that are most involved in the story. You'll play each character's story arc to complete the overall story. Scout is the chosen one to defeat the Dark Lord, but in order to do so, he'll have to collect the most powerful golf clubs and balls to win. Once you do this, Scout will eventually defeat Kaz, who is the Dark Lord. But the story doesn't end there. You can play an epilogue with Kaz where you learn more about his backstory, including the ghost woman that followed him around during this entire game. Spoiler! It's his lover who he accidentally killed, or maybe he sacrificed to become evil. Overall, for a golf game, Pangya Fantasy Golf has a tremendous story to it, and one that actually kind of makes sense, and all the characters are lovable, they're hilarious, and they each have their own charm to it. It was really cool to see the characters interact with each other during their story arcs, and I thought it was really well done. Pop quiz. What's an albatross? Well, I bet this smartass motherfucker knows, and he thinks it's a bird, and while he is technically right, an albatross is a bird, it is also a unique score in golf. As I was saying, you are correct if you did say it was a bird, but like other golf terms like birdie and eagle, the albatross is an extremely rare score that you can achieve in the game of golf. Let's say the par, which is what you should get on the hole, is a 5. A birdie would be a 4, an eagle would be a 3, and an albatross would be a 2. I achieved this during my Pangya Fantasy Golf score, so I actually learned something new about golf, a sport that I knew for the most part pretty well. Speaking of pretty well, I have to showcase the opening video of Pangya Fantasy Golf. It is extremely well done, and it had me so captivated by it, and I just didn't expect that type of a video to be in the intro. As we know, I love intro videos, and Pangya Fantasy Golf had an incredible one that I'm going to showcase right now. If you've ever played the series Hot Shots Golf, Pangya Fantasy Golf reminded me a lot of it. It's a casual golf simulator. This means it's very easy to pick up and play for anyone. It doesn't matter your skill level, you'll likely play and have fun because the game makes it easy. You'll be given the most beneficial club in each situation, but you can switch it out as you see fit. Characters are very customizable, including their clubs and balls, which change the stats. Some balls go further, while others control better. You can also change the outfits by unlocking them with the currency of the game, which is Pang. Most outfits just make the girls even skimpier. Now, the courses you play on are all fantasy courses with settings like snow, paradise, and lava. The game may be simple, but it does offer a huge replayability factor. There is a single player campaign, and it can be kind of challenging. It took me 2 months of casual playtime to beat the entire game, and once you reach the halfway point, the game really begins to become a challenge. A few of the matches or challenges, I actually had to play 5 to 8 times to beat it, and each round can last around 30 minutes, so it does add up. But if I lost, it was mostly on my skills, although there were some cheap shots by the computer, as you could almost guarantee that they would sink that putt if it was within 30 yards. Now there are special powers and trick shots that you can learn, but I kind of thought that they were stupid as they didn't really help you out as much as the game made it seem. I don't know, maybe I wasn't doing it correctly, but even when the computer controlled players did them, it seems like it didn't really affect their shot that much, so I kind of gave up on them. Pangya Fantasy Golf looks great with the graphics, and it has superb sound effects to go along with it. The gameplay is super addicting, and it's addicting because the game makes it so easy for you, but there's so much replayability, there's a really cool story, and there's tons of unlockable things, which makes this a game that I became addicted to for about 2 months. It's honestly one of the best casual golf games that I've ever played. When you have big titty girls swinging iron clubs, hey, I'm definitely gonna give it a look. Pangya Fantasy Golf was a lot of fun as a golf game filled with a silly story and lovable but goofy characters. I loved the opening video where you got to see them dancing around with all the credits. Now this game probably isn't that popular in the US, but I really dug it with all the silliness and sexiness. The developers weren't afraid to put some curves on the courses, if you know what I mean. My main complaint is that some of the trick shots that they teach you throughout the tutorials have little to no effect on how you play. I never used them, and when I did, it really didn't feel like it did anything. So it was kind of a waste to learn them. This is a fun game that offers a ton of fun by yourself or with some friends. Give Pangya Fantasy Golf a swing if you're able. You should find yourself quickly becoming addicted to it. I know I did. Which is why I'm giving Pangya Fantasy Golf an 8.6 out of 10. So that's my review of Pangya Fantasy Golf from 2009 on the PSP. That is one of the most unique and bizarre games, sports games, that I've ever played. Now, if you guys have played any of these weird sports games, it doesn't have to be about big titty anime girls, but any weird sports titles that you think I would enjoy, let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll play them. But I also want to hear from you about Pangya Fantasy Golf. Have you guys played this game? Have you heard of it? Most importantly, do you want to play it now? Drop me a comment below, and of course like this video and subscribe to my channel to watch plenty of retro video game reviews. Happy gaming, thanks for watching, and make sure you play a video game today.